Good evening and welcome to Stowe Sports Network. James O'Sullivan, Daniel Rodier with you. It is women's basketball here for you this evening as the Hornets welcome in the Blue Tigers of Lincoln University of Missouri, Lincoln University of Jefferson City, Division II NCAA school. And we're just moments away from the start of this one. Lincoln coming in 1-2 on the season. Stowe looking for their first win on the young campaign.
Welcome to Emerson Performance Center for tonight's women's basketball game between the Lincoln University Blue Tigers and the University of Lady Hornets.
We should be ready here for our anthem and then our starting lineups before we have our opening tip-off.
It's something to precede the opening tip-off there, James.
We'll get into that when it happens.
Lincoln, the other of the two HBCUs in the state of Missouri, and only two, as a matter of fact. They meet here for the first time since 2015, where the Hornets picked up their last win in this matchup.
As we will have our anthem followed by our starting lineups. As the lineup will look like this, the 5'5 senior guard Kennedy Jones out of Chicago, along with 5'8 sophomore guard from St. Louis, Live for Life Academy High School, Chase Giddens. Also, Haley Williamson, a 6'1 freshman center from Dixon, Illinois. Taylon Smith, a 5'10 freshman forward from Lee Summit. And also Leonie Joseph, a senior guard at 5'9 from Indiana. Also went to Northwest Missouri. And it will be Kaylin DeLosa, the 5'4 senior guard from Gary, Indiana. Along with Olivia Montgomery, the 5'7 sophomore guard out of Little Rock, Arkansas.
If it wasn't both of those, I'd be very concerned as to what's going on for Stowe.
Be Jayla Dixon, a senior. Along with Jayla Jackson, the 5'6 sophomore from Indianapolis. And also Jaleesa Jordan, the 6'2 senior from St. Louis Hazelwood Central High School. Stowe in the yellow, and it'll be black with blue trim for the Blue Tigers. You know, Tigers are a very popular mascot. I never get to see a color in front of the Tigers.
I like the Blue Tigers. It's a good spin on things.
As this game will start out with a technical free throw due to one shot clock not working properly. So we'll see who takes it. It might be Joseph. And it will be Joseph running down to take this one.
Add that to the ceremonial list of things that'll happen before most, if not all, the Harris Stowe games until either they get that fixed or we move on to baseball season. And softball season, for that matter.
And Joseph will hit the free throw, and now we will have our tip-off. As it will be Williamson along with Dixon on the tip into the hands of Jaleesa Jordan. Back to Dixon, now Montgomery, a quick three. That one a little bit short. And the rebound to the Blue Tigers.
Not afraid to shoot, and understandably so. 2 passes, including the tip, and an immediate catch and shoot from the top.
Jones around to Giddings. They swing it outside, pump fake. That one up and in. I believe that was Williamson. A quick 3-0 lead here for the Blue Tigers. Here's DeLosa with her first touch. Goes around the screen into the lane. Little floater too strong. And the rebound to Williamson. Giddings. And now to Joseph. Jones trying to get inside. And the paint knocked away. The first steal knocked away by Dixon. And she might have taken a shot to the mouth. And that will be our first foul of the game, as Joseph will be called for a blocking foul. As it now looks like Dixon, it will be fine to stay in.
Just a little shoulder, I think, as she was taking the ball away. Thrown elbow or something similar from Taylon Smith.
Montgomery hits her first free throw. Those are the first points for the Hornets. Montgomery, 90% free throw shooter on the young season.
Hits them both. You're going to be the one who create pressure and turn fouls into free throws. Might as well be able to make them.
Joseph with a good pass to Williamson, and she lays it in. Jackson to Dixon. And now Jordan. DeLosa, an open three from the top. And that one rolls home. Tied up at 5. Giddings trying to get inside. She kisses it off the glass.
Good speed for Iddings to get around everybody. And more importantly, kind of throw off, I believe it was Jayla Dixon, who really wasn't expecting the drive around the screen. Was in position originally and actually stepped away from it.
That's knocked away. We'll keep it right here.
Fairly quick sub. Kennedy Jones will step out. I believe that's Bella Borges.
Montgomery with Borges all over her. Dixon has that knocked away, and that one's going to be turned over to the Blue Tigers.
Shot clock was starting to run anyway. Although I don't think Harris Stowe is aware of that. And the Blue Tigers have shown up with a cheerleading squad. This has got to be the first away cheerleading team that has shown up to Harris Stowe.
That doesn't happen often at any NAIA school. There's a three from the corner. That's left short. Good box out there by Dixon. Dribble handoff and a foul. And it looks like they might end up getting Borges.
Looked like it.
As DeLosa trying to get inside. Jordan, a long two.
Statistically, worst shot in basketball, but a good player can hit those on a consistent basis, and if you're hitting them, might as well take them. Looked clean for her, and she seemed comfortable from the position.
Borges, skip pass. Now Borges again. That one's smooth.
Good awareness from Borges. As soon as she hits it, she turns immediately around and picks up her man, Jayla Jackson, even though Jackson was trying to hide behind the referee.
Jackson loses it to Joseph. She'll go all the way down. No foul. That'll be a block for Montgomery.
It's a really good chase down block as well for Montgomery. She knew she did not have the height advantage. Get the ball while it's low. Win the battle where you have the superiority. Take the ball away and give yourself another chance to breathe on the offensive side.
They average 4 blocks a game. Montgomery, not one you expect to pick up a block. She gets in the lane here with a floater. Too strong. Somehow it goes into the hands of DeLosa, and she's too strong off the glass. Dixon gets the roll.
Second chance points are overrated. Who loves a good third chance point? By the way, Kaylin DeLosa, an unsuspecting rebounder. She's 5'4" on the block to get the first rebound.
That's a deep three. Offensive rebound for the Blue Tigers. Here's Borges again, and she rattles home another three.
Back-to-back shots that Borges takes from beyond the arc. Good, both from that right side. And Harris Stowe caught doubling somebody without controlling the outer perimeter.
Bella only 2.7 points a game early on. That's a kick basketball.
Matter of fact, Olivia Montgomery agrees with you so much she joined the Rockettes on her way through the paint. Looking at the ref saying, she throws her foot in the air saying, hey, that's a kicked ball, man.
And this will be a first media timeout. 13-9. Overall, not bad from the Hornets. They're not shooting the ball well. They are getting looks. They're getting inside the paint. I know you weren't with us last time. Colin and myself were saying they need to get in the paint more often and kind of do more of the floaters that we've seen from Montgomery and DeLosa, because with their speed, they can get in the paint whenever they want. Their size might keep them from going all the way to the basket, but there's no reason why they should be selling for outside shots all the time, and you like the second, third efforts.
Especially when you're able to get those offensive rebounds. I love a good team that has good slashing guards. The issue with teams like that is when you don't have forwards or people in the front court who are having all that space inside the paint on the block, they're holding a defensive player there where you can get an easy block. If you're going to have a slash from DeLosa or Montgomery like you talked about, Jayla Jackson, Jaleesa Jordan, they need to get out, man. Get out of the paint. Fake, even if you're going to take a three-point shot. Maybe they're not dangerous from that distance, but we saw a pretty good shot from Jaleesa Jordan over in the corner, just inside the three-point line. It's not like they're worth nothing from beyond the arc. Get the big players out of the paint and allow the slashing guards to have more space to work with.
Looking to inbound this one. They do. Jordan can't get that one in. Good defense there by Williamson.
Williamson basically just attached herself to the back of Jordan.
Pump fake. Joseph, she can shoot it. Jordan knocks it away. Oh, what a pass by Joseph to Williamson, too strong. That's a good call there, as it's going to be a push-off in the back.
That's a second foul, by the way, on Bello Borges.
Well, that one was on Joseph.
Was it really?
Yes.
I thought he got Borges, our close official here.
No, Joseph did a two-hand shove in the back.
I
Pass
saw-
interference if it's another sport.
It looks like the pass interference call when the referee makes it. The two arms fully extended. I saw the arms. I didn't see who they came from. So that makes sense.
So I think that might be why Joseph got the rebound,
Yeah,
which is exactly the reason why you call that.
and the reason you can't do it, notably. Just a tip out of play means the Hornets inbound here. DeLosa tasked with doing so again.
And throws it in. Montgomery was going the wrong way, then found it. Threw a fastball down low to Hunter, and that one a little bit too strong.
And that's why the second baseman does not zip the ball over to the first baseman on a very close play at first.
Jones hands it off to Borges. That's Tryon for the first time. Throws that one away.
It's a decent trek from Jefferson City to bring a cheerleading corps with you, by the way. What, an hour and a half, give or take, from here?
About.
Depending on
No
rush
more than
hour
2.
traffic.
Yeah, especially with it being a 5:30 game. Montgomery throws it off the leg, and that's going to be a turnover.
It would have been a turnover anyway, but it would have been a turnover at the Harris Stowe bench. The problem was Jayla Jackson had her right foot out of bounds when it hit her knee.
I figured that's what it was, but wasn't quite sure myself.
For a second, I thought he was calling a kicked ball. I'm like, no, it wasn't. And then he pointed at the line, and that's when I got there.
It can't be a kickball when it's on the offensive team. I mean, I guess it could be, but
It wouldn't make sense to be a kicked ball. By the way, they put Kennedy Jones back in. She took a very short break here in the first quarter. That's a rarity for a lot of starting guards.
that's another block. Loose ball. DeLosa comes away with a nice spin. All the way down. That's a foul.
DeLosa doesn't even get a chance to put the ball up and has an argument to join as a running back for some NFL teams after the spin move she put on in her own paint.
And that was almost like Hack-a-Shack where you went down with two hands to avoid a layup going up.
I think she was grabbed at her elbows. That's how close to not the ball it was. Or how not close to the ball it was. There we go. That's how sentence structure works.
DeLosa from the line, a little bit too strong on the first attempt. 78% free throw shooter. As a team, they shoot at 70%. And she gets the second.
I think she would have had a mulligan on the second anyway. There was a lane violation as she put it up.
One win back. A 2-on-1. Borges settles for another three. That one halfway down comes out. She gets her own miss. Extra pass. Turan now inside. Blocked there by Jordan.
You said they average 4 blocks a game. They've got 3
Three.
blocks in 7 minutes. Maybe 2 blocks, depending on how the official scorer saw that as a possible steal earlier for Olivia Montgomery. But that is a very stellar day for the Bigs down low.
That one poked away. 10 to shoot. Turan, long three. That one won't go. Hunter with the rebound. Jordan's already got 11 blocks on the season.
Watch your back foot. There we go. I was about to say, Montgomery, that would be a very unfortunate way to go over and back.
Montgomery, she split the double team, gets it right back and lays it in. And off to Borges. She'll shoot again. That one off to the side. She's been aggressive shooting the ball.
She was 2 for 2 at one point. A couple of missed opportunities inside, though, and a missed three-pointer from the right wing last possession.
And a steal by Jones. Able to keep control. And that's going to be an and one opportunity laid in there by Isis Sanders.
Sanders gets her first look at a bucket. Pretty good defense to turn around and try and play it for Janiyah Brown. Brown gets called for the foul, and it'll send Sanders to the line for that possible three-point play. Again, pretty good transition offense for Lincoln. Not wasting any time getting down low. Good awareness from Brown to realize there's somebody behind her. Turn around, try and play defense on the person rather than the ball, but just doesn't go her way.
And that one goes in, rolled all the way around, decided to stay down. And that's a turnover on the inbound. And the spin move by Sanders, blocked from behind, but a foul is called.
They'll get Jordan not on the reach over originally. They'll get her for a push beforehand. Still a shooting foul. And she will be promptly subbed off by Charmaine Wilson, the head coach, new head coach, by the way, of the Hornets here this season. It's actually that game against CBC that Kyle told me, hey, we got a new head coach, by the way.
That one halfway down and out.
Another near turnover, by the way. The Hornets a little less than judicious with the ball, especially on their own side of the court, trying to break, not a press by any means, but certainly some pressure.
Montgomery puts up a quick shot, rebound there, I think, to Hunter. Nice pass down low. That was actually Dixon to Hunter for the lay-in.
Give the second assist. Air balls are really just passes, especially when it's an offensive rebound.
Only when it's an offensive rebound.
Only when it's an offensive rebound. Sorry, I was passing to the baseline.
Another block, this one by Hunter. Although it's not an offensive rebound if it's a pass.
Well, yeah, that nullifies the fact of an offensive rebound. The rare case of counting two stats in one, apart from when a turnover is a steal.
Sanders trying to get down low, and she walked with it.
Full start offense. 5 yards in the ball.
And the ball.
And the ball.
Now we see a little bit of pressure here. Dixon gets it into Brown. Trying to go all the way down. Quick shot, too strong off the glass.
Conversation when I played was, if you're going to break a press, do not put the ball on the floor. Hold it when you get it, then put it on the floor if you have a way around.
Try to reverse there was Sanders. And Montgomery might try and hold for what could basically be a last shot. Runs into a defender. Luckily got it back. Now DeLosa, mid-range jumper. No. Is there something on this rim?
Believe it or not, we've had that conversation.
Now this will be final shot opportunity. 10 seconds left in the opening quarter. Trying to get inside. Turns it over. 6.6 left.
Still a chance for Harris-Stowe to break this. Problem is, with a full court press from Lincoln, you've probably got 3 passes to get it across midcourt, and the count's already started.
Get to DeLosa.
4.
He'll get to half court. He's got to put it up. Shot is blocked. That's how you end a quarter. A rejection from three-point land by Alea Smith. And after the opening quarter, it's a 17-14 Lincoln lead here on the Harris-Stowe Sports Network. We'll be right back.
It all began in 1937 on this very basketball court in Kansas City. A vision to start something different, something better. A college athletics association where competition wasn't just about the scoreboard, but about character, growth, and rising together. From that first tip-off, the NAIA has grown in size and in spirit, in the way we play, the way we lead, the way we make athletics greater than a game, and all strive to do more and be more. At the NAIA, we take the student and student athlete seriously and focus on the whole person, because individual growth doesn't stop at the final buzzer. Our character-driven athletics empower student athletes to succeed in competition, in class, and in life.
I'm not just preparing for the next game. I'm preparing for what's next.
For NAIA member institutions, small doesn't mean limited. It means limitless. Our schools aren't simply the sum of their teams. They're whole communities that are founded on opportunity, strengthened by tradition, and powered by passion.
Here, we build athletic programs that build lives and legacies.
Through our 29 sports, 21 conferences, 250 member institutions.
Second quarter about to get started. It'll be in the hands of Kennedy Jones to lead us off here in the second quarter. Now into the hands of Giddings. Go down low to the post and laying it in. I believe it's that Smith.
It's a quick turnaround. It did look like Smith.
So a block and now 2 points in a span of about 20 seconds of playing time.
She turned around and finished with the left hand as well. It didn't seem like Jordan or Jackson was ready for it.
Montgomery got inside. A foul is called. Ref looking over, and he will give it to, I believe, Giddings.
Well, he gave it to 55, and there's not a...
As I believe we are back on. Sorry for that technical difficulty.
Hey, knock on wood, I will take very brief technical difficulties.
Knocked away. Giddings gets it right back. Long three, and drilling it is Smith.
Smith, as soon as she gets it as well, it's a really good pass as a pseudo-moving screen. Allows her some space to work and allows the possible pass and run to the inside. Forces the defense to have to think about both scenarios, capitalizing on it. 8-point lead now for Lincoln.
Another foul called. I have no idea what that ref just did.
I think that's a hand check foul, or he's trying to mimic the 6'7" stuff that's been going on in the world. I'm so sorry, by the way.
I thought that right when I saw it earlier. I just didn't want to say it.
I think it's a hand check foul. Everybody has their own way of signaling that, by the way. Hey, she avoided the backcourt this time.
Seemed like Deloso almost waited for it to get to the backcourt and then decided not to.
She was like, I've got enough space back here.
All the way inside and lays it in with the right hand.
If you didn't see it walk by your screen, Percussion has joined us in the gym.
And Joseph lays it in and the foul.
Again, a really impressive finish down low. Shot the technical free throw to start things. Misses this one.
Surprising. Shoots the ball very well. Delosa gets by one. Nice dish down low, but Dixon couldn't handle it.
Ball was headed to one direction of Dixon's body. Dixon's body was headed the other.
Here's a three from the top. That was halfway down. Came out. Goes back in. And Taylon Smith hitting up from the outside.
Hey, there's something about bringing your cheerleading core to an away game. Maybe you do get home rolls in that case. Feels like a home game maybe for Lincoln, albeit it did until the Harris Stowe percussion joined us.
That's a quick shot by DeLosa. Came up well short. And that's turned over.
Jordan had very little help to the outside. She tries to put it inside and just doesn't work in her favor. Nearly got the steal back, but now you got 5 on 3. Lincoln's got a lot of space to work with and a couple dangerous deep shooters.
There's another one. Knocked in there from Borges. And a timeout called by Harris Stowe. Daniel, you said it. They got a lot of good shooters, and not many bodies were back defensively. And really at that point for Joseph, it's pick your poison who I want to go to.
You got so much space to work with. There really isn't a good option to defend there.
And that was the third triple made by Borges already, coming off the bench. Someone that's averaging less than 3 points a game. Granted, only playing 3 games before this, but still.
Dangerous three-point shooter. You can see exactly why. Seemingly hasn't gotten the opportunities, albeit it has not been an easy start to the season for Lincoln. You mentioned it, 3 games to open up the season. An opening loss of Thomas More and another to Kentucky Wesleyan. It's not that hard to say.
In overtime, by the way.
Yeah, they played at the Midwest Women's Basketball Crossover Classic. First game was a loss by 19 points, a second by 5, as mentioned by him in OT. Then they won by 18 over Haskell Indian Nations. That was a home game. That was their home opener to the season. They also had an away exhibition game at Wichita State. I think understandably so, it didn't really go their way.
DeLosa into the front court. Hunter to Montgomery. Floats it up and the foul.
That time they did get Bella Borges down low. And there is the sub that I thought was coming for her a little while ago. Isis Sanders, really good finish for Olivia Montgomery, drawing the contact, getting the finish on the floater, and running play down low.
And Montgomery converts the three-point play.
It's not an easy day for Harris Stowe on the offensive side either. Lincoln is forcing you to have contested passes well above the key to your big players. Basically in the post from that position.
Nice job by Joseph avoiding the defender, able to lay it up and in.
Another good pass as well to set that one up. Lincoln has got some good dishing guards. And they're opening so much space for themselves as well. This is the same thing. You've got a big player in the post well above the three-point line. That is not a position you want to be in the post for.
And they're going to call Montgomery for turning it over.
Oh my gosh, they called a carry. What year am I in?
Well, remember, that was like a point of emphasis like last year or 2 years ago.
Yeah, but they called a carry. Double dribble, maybe. I don't think I've seen that signal this season.
Well, you haven't done many games.
Not like 6.
We've seen some flop warnings, though.
Flop warnings. That's a really funny signal.
Another open three, yes! Williamson.
And it's just another stellar pass to set it up. Harris Stowe's so worried about the 3 or 4 players down low, they forget that even the big individuals for Lincoln can shoot from distance. Really, everybody's a danger from anywhere.
Williamson at 6'1", averages 17 points a game. Hunter trying to bank it in. Missed everything but the backboard.
We're out of business hours. Bank's not open.
And that's a nice lay in there by Smith. And there's a chance we've actually called Smith when it's been Williamson on a couple threes.
23 and 32 look very similar, unfortunately.
Especially when they don't turn around for us.
Here it is. Smith is wearing pink shoes.
That is always a thing to look at.
Williamson has definitely been the one who hit the threes, though. It's really been Taylon Smith to set her up there.
Joseph trying to get all the way in. Hesitation, gets inside, and she'll go to the line for a pair.
Seeing Shania Brown for the first time in a little while. A couple fouls early for her. She wanted to avoid that trouble later.
As a smooth shot there by Joseph.
Second best free throw shooter on the team. Second only, by the way, to Hallie Williamson.
She hits them both. And before you know it, this is a 20-point lead here for the Blue Tigers. It was 3 at the start of this quarter. So in 6 minutes, it has jumped 17 points.
Somebody's got a whistle in the arena, by the way. You are more than welcome to make as much natural noise as you can while somebody's taking a free throw or while they're doing anything else for that matter. However, artificial noisemakers, for instance, large percussion instruments sitting on the bleachers to my left, or whistles are not allowed. Hence,
thankfully, no large percussion
my
instruments.
Goodness. They're only allowed during media timeouts and during breaks in play. Full breaks in play, that is, i.e. between quarters.
Backing up a 3, no. Almost a carry there as well. Joseph gets the rebound. I like how they actually stopped play completely until the announcement was made. That's a foul. There's been quite a few where we've been able to call it up here in the stands.
Also becomes a little bit of a safety hazard when you've got one player who's driving and thinks the play's done, and then they get hacked because the defensive player thinks play is continuing, albeit the whistles for the referees are distinguishable for people who are listening for them. But for those who are playing and in the act of defending or playing offense, maybe not so much.
Joseph hits the first. Well, after we got knocked off the broadcast again, quickly back on, we missed a Montgomery steal and lay-in. Nice pass inside and the lay-in there for Smith.
I believe we missed a few minutes of play. We apologize for that.
As that one knocked away. Almost a steal. And do we have a jump ball? We do. It's going to be possession Harris Stowe.
It's a good forced issue for Lincoln. Force the ball out early. Push the issue and take the possession arrow back. That shot clock hasn't reset, by the way. They've got 7 seconds left.
I don't know if they're aware of this.
4, 2.
Jordan puts it up and beats the shot clock. And it will stay with Harris Stowe.
So what's the inbound here for Harris Stowe? They've had difficulty getting it past the bigs of Lincoln. You were talking about the height. 6'1", 6'2". I count another above 6 foot. 2 more above 6 foot.
Get into the hands of DeLosa. She'll put it up. That one a little bit too strong off the back iron.
Harris Stowe is all of 2 listed players above 6 foot. Marcy Hunter at 6'1", and Tiara Davis at 6 foot.
An offensive foul. Joseph called for the offensive foul as DeLosa steps in there and takes the charge. It's at least 2 on Joseph.
I think that's the sub waiting for at the scores table, but it's not really any better for Borges.
Montgomery, awkward shot, getting quick rebound. Joseph on the outlet. Will lay it in.
She didn't look up at the basket until she was near the block. I thought she was going to overrun it by a considerable margin. She put on the brakes almost immediately when she got to the block and is able to lay it in. Good finish, but it could have been dangerous because of the trailing Hornet try and make up for it.
That's going to be a foul called, I believe, against Sanders.
That's one of those difficult fouls as well. Felicia Jordan driving in. She kind of drove into a stationary object that wasn't fully stationary, but was pretty close to it. And I think it was the nose that was hit on her way through.
That's the 5th foul, so we'll go to the line for a pair. Is Jaleesa Jordan.
This is hard for a player to do after getting fouled like that. She was grabbing her nose as soon as she got hit.
Unable to hit the first. And that one rims out as well. But we'll stay right here. 66 seconds left here in the half.
Jordan now under a 50% free throw shooter. She was 4 for 8 coming into today.
Montgomery gets it to Hunter. And Olivia gets it right back. And a wall travel called.
Montgomery ran into the brick wall and tried to step around it.
Smith with the handoff all the way inside, another block, this one by Hunter. Is that 5 blocks by our count?
I think it's 6. I think the 5th one was the one that went out of bounds a minute and a half ago or so.
Montgomery gets inside, floats it up, thought she was fouled, no call. And with 30 seconds left, Lincoln can hold for the final shot.
Almost dead even shot and game clock. Shot clock maybe by half a second.
Knocked away, Giddings still has it. And a timeout called here by Lincoln.
Yeah, shot clock looks like it's just under the game clock. Now, fortunately, you're driving into the shot clock rather than driving away from it, so you can think about both at the same time. But if you're Lincoln right here, you're looking to get a good shot, if not a good drive. You don't really need to contend for the last shot of the half because you played really good defense for the last shot of the first quarter. Don't worry about rushing it, but also don't take forever and allow Harris Stowe to just get the same block that you had back at the end of the first quarter.
Who does Lincoln look for to take this final shot?
I mean, you got 2 correct answers right here. Hallie Williamson or Bella Borges. Both of them have been really deadly from beyond the arc. If you're going to take a deep shot, those are the 2 you go to. If you're going inside, I'd go Lainey Joseph and nobody else.
Joseph gets the ball on the inbound. Trying to get inside. Out to Williamson, the 3. That one a little bit short. Somehow into the hands of Lincoln. And it's going to be Lincoln ball with 1.7 left.
This is where you know it's an immediate catch and shoot opportunity. Defend far from the three-point line. Defend close inside.
Quickly into the hands. Took too long to put that one up as Sanders. And that will do it here in the first half. 44-21. Lincoln on top. Only 7 points in that quarter. And I believe that's 27.
He did it.
Hey, look at me. And that was a, 6-minute stretch where they had 17 to 5 in the score, and they just kind of kept building on that.
It was a rough open to the quarter, especially when you're playing against the bigs inside. You're outmatched in terms of height down low, not only amongst your forwards, but amongst your guards as well. And you're trying to match that without having that same three-point shooting opportunity. I think he maybe made, 2 3-pointers in that first half in totality. And I only remember one for a guarantee off the top of my head. We'll get the stats midway through halftime, but it's a rough second quarter and a decent bit to talk about here if you're Harris Stowe.
We'll take a break. We'll be back for the second half here on the Harris Stowe State Sports Network.
It all began in 1937 on this very basketball court in Kansas City. A vision to start something different, something better. A college athletics association where competition wasn't just about the scoreboard, but about character, growth, and rising together. From that first tip-off, the NAIA has grown in size and in spirit, in the way we play, the way we lead, the way we make athletics greater than a game, and all strive to do more and be more. At the NAIA, we take the student and student athlete seriously and focus on the whole person, because individual growth doesn't stop at the final buzzer. Our character-driven athletics empower student athletes to succeed in competition, in class, and in life.
I'm not just preparing for the next game. I'm preparing for what's next.
For NAIA member institutions, small doesn't mean limited. It means limitless. Our schools aren't simply the sum of their teams. They're whole communities that are founded on opportunity, strengthened by tradition, and powered by passion.
Here, we build athletic programs that build lives and legacies.
Through our 29 sports, 21 conferences, 250 member institutions, and 83,000 student athletes, the NAIA fosters a culture of competition and connection in an unstoppable intercollegiate movement where athletics push to new heights and integrity keeps us grounded.
We don't measure success in W's alone. Our greatest victory is the community we create for the student-athlete experience.
Across the NAIA, we play for the love of the game, finding strength in our teammates and gaining inspiration from our challengers.
We know excellence doesn't happen by chance. That's why we built our own playbook for success. From our common sense regulations to our innovative tools like Return on Athletics to our commitment to character development, we help schools not just compete, but thrive.
Our investment goes beyond athletics. We're investing in the future of our student athletes and our schools.
We are bigger than a game, than a record, than a championship. We are the next generation of athletes, leaders, and game changers. It's why we choose the NAIA.
This is college athletics the way it was meant to be. This is the right way to play.
Second half just about ready to inbound and get off and underway here from Harris-Stowe State University. Lincoln University of Missouri leads 44-21. Daniel Roedier, James O'Sullivan with you here from the Hornets' Nest, as you can see ever so eloquently written just behind our scoreboard, unfortunately enough. Kenny Jones with the inbound, and a great second quarter here for Lincoln, but already a turnover, drive, and a good layup for Jaleesa Jordan.
Always a good start right there. Good quick possession there and lay it in.
Early pickup on the dribble for Chase Giddings, who gets it back. Giddings saying, hey, put it up if you've got a shot from that side. Turn, spin, and near lay-in. Doesn't go down, and ball stays with the Blue Tigers, but an awkward play down low for Laney Joseph. And interestingly, Laney Joseph's the inbounder.
She has been most of the time.
Another block for Harris-Stowe. Back at the hand counter, that may be 6.
Or 7. That's a foul.
I'm going to say I don't think you saying that was intentional, but it was funny nonetheless. Jayla Dixon gets fouled.
I did not even think of the trend on that one. Sorry.
Jayla, I had to think about it way too much. He's directing the SIUE women's basketball game on Wednesday. We played Indiana State, and it was Education Day. So naturally, there were a bunch of screaming 4th and 5th graders.
I think I saw that on social media.
And
they went crazy.
Both teams got to 67. And it was a terrible day for the world.
It was a terrible day.
It was a terrible day for the world. Dixon misses the first and the second. Off back iron and a rebound for Laney Joseph as she'll be the point. There's Williamson. Gives it back to Joseph and then to Giddings here on the close side. Correction, that's Kennedy Jones. There's Giddings as she gets the handoff. 12 to shoot. There is no shot clock on this side of the floor. May not matter. Ball will stay with Lincoln. However, there's only 7 to shoot.
But it gives them time to look at the shot clock and realize what they have, or the coach to definitely tell them without the craziness of actually in play.
They're going to drive off the back of it. 2 seconds to shoot. They do get it up, and they'll get the bucket as well. Really good turn, drive, and shot off the inbound, no less. I believe that was Giddings. Get from Jaleesa Jordan. She wanted to do it herself down low. Now picks up her dribble in the corner. Awkward play for her. 15 to shoot now on the drive. Awkward two-hand layup. Doesn't go for Jayla Dixon. Joseph again wants to shoot. Tries to do so, and they'll get head contact on Jayla Dixon.
That might have been right before a travel could have been called with her falling to the floor. I guess maybe the head contact actually calls her to fall.
Yep. That seemed to be the call. And it was another awkward play that goes against Harris-Stowe this time where, I'm going to be honest with you, Jayla Dixon's arms were just there. And then Laney Joseph tried to turn and shoved her head into the elbow of Dixon. And naturally, head-on-elbow contact looks a lot worse than it probably was. Really good save by Joseph. Keeps the ball on the Lincoln side. She'll actually get it back. 10 seconds to shoot. Joseph wants to do it. Picked up her dribble from the elbow. She turns to shoot. Doesn't get it to go. Delosa with the board, and she'll drive around 2 separate Blue Tigers on the drive. She'll get fouled on the way by. She had enough time to turn around and look at a ref saying, how is that not a foul, before the whistle blew.
I was waiting for one of the refs to actually call a travel.
That's what I thought was going to be the call with how late that whistle was. In all fairness, it would have been a really funny whistle. Delosa turning saying, hey, how am I not getting a foul call and how am I traveling there? But similar cases earlier would have been a travel if it wasn't for the foul. Montgomery has to overhand it to the top of the key to Jayla Jackson. Now Montgomery, head fake as she has to turn now. Good finish for Jaleesa Jordan down low. Fighting amongst the trees and does get it up. Nobody's on the perimeter guarding, though. Easy three-point shot. That one doesn't go, but the offensive rebound, make it an and one. You got a chance for a three-point play anyway. That's Bella Borges doing it again, this time from inside the perimeter. 48 points already for Lincoln this one to make it 49.
Good, smart heads-up play by Borges as she coming from the weak side. Crashing in. That one missed, kind of just fell right to her. And you go right back up with it when you can.
Lady Tiger cheerleading team trying to make this feel like a home event for them. About an hour and a half drive. We said maybe 2 hours from Jefferson City, but it was around rush hour. Slightly better drive home in the coach bus they brought with. Really good drive for Montgomery. Does try and finish with the right hand. She is left-handed, so an awkward finish. Arguably more awkward finish second time around, but an over the back is going to be called on Marshy Hunter.
It seemed like Jordan almost just kind of threw one up there.
I don't know what that was.
And Hunter battling, but really didn't make much contact on the defender, but reached over her to grab the rebound. I guess maybe a little contact had to actually happen.
Good dish inside. Here's Williamson. Williamson tries to reverse it, doesn't get it to go. Board for Jordan again. Kaylin DeLosa wasting no time. She wants to push the issue. She will again. Finishes well down low. I said this last year. She's officially listed at 5'4", but I don't even know if it's that much.
But there's no reason she can't do that every single time down the floor. Her speed is faster than anyone else she's going to play against, you would think. They just use your speed, get inside, and just float it up before the big trees, as you will, actually come out and get a hand in your face.
Combine that with the fact that she's doing it a lot of times in transition, and it's a little more awkward for defenders to try and play against. That's another good finish down low, by the way, for a Blue Tiger.
It's another reason why she just needs to keep going inside.
Yep. 50 points now for the Blue Tigers. They are well on their way to beat their season high. DeLosa picks up her dribble, gives it out to Montgomery, who will try and reset at a near point. 7 seconds to shoot. They'll call a block on Montgomery going through. They will not call it a continuous shooting motion, though. It'll be on the floor.
Yeah, it kind of split the double team. I don't know if she really ever came back down after splitting it, that you could, but it would have been a long continuation, and that's not really a high college rule. It's really got to be like on the way up for them to want to count it half the time.
Couple subs there for the Blue Tigers. Shade under 5 minutes into this third quarter. 50-27 for Lincoln University of Missouri over Harris Stowe State. Montgomery does get it back along the baseline, wants to drive, but really has no space to do so. They'll call another block down low.
Well, you inbounded it to Jordan, who was underneath the basket. She had no place to go. Almost double, triple team when you have the basket or the end line right there. Gave it back to Montgomery, but she's also on the end line, so there really wasn't a whole lot for her to go. Luckily, she kind of spun out, spun back into it, and picked up the block.
Both fouls, by the way, have reset the shot clock to 20 seconds each time. DeLosa, a long two. Nitrogen and oxygen when it hits the floor. It's an air ball. But 4 pretty early fouls here for Lincoln. In all essence, Harris Stowe is in the bonus. I will say this as much as I can, by the way. I never understood the terminology of the bonus. You're not in the bonus till 5 fouls, but at 4 fouls, the next time you get fouled, you're going to the line. That's neither here nor there. That's another 3 from Borges. Good board. Jumper from just inside the free throw line doesn't go. Turnaround jumper. That one's good. Third chance opportunity on the same basket as Harris Stowe in the first half. That's Aaliyah Smith to do so.
The other thing is Harris Stowe also with 3 fouls already as well, so we could be shooting free throws for the last few minutes of this quarter.
Nia Brown is trying to get inside. She decides better of it to Hunter. Hunter to Montgomery. Montgomery sees a lane to drive, but she got it stripped away. Really good steal now on the drive. It's Kalia Torin. Torin tries to dish it over. Just out of bounds is Aaliyah Smith. She anchored with her left foot, but it was sitting on the line.
Yeah, it was kind of bounced past to her hip. It's a little bit harder to control and ends up losing control and turns it over.
Here for the Blue Tigers, it has not been the quickest of starts out of the break, at least not the quickest that they've had over this game. 8 points for them, pretty close to it for Harris Stowe. 6 points total on the Hornets side. But the conversation you have to imagine that they're struggling to have on the far side of the court because of our percussion is, how are we going to be able to battle inside if we're not taking three-pointers?
Well, that's kind of always a thing with Harris Stowe. You have the bodies in Jordan and Hunter that you can go down low inside, but a lot of times they settle for the shots. Obviously, Montgomery and DeLosa take probably about 60-70% of the shots on the team anyway, and they're more of outside or try and get in with their speed and use the floater, because they have not shot the ball well to start this season at all. Just 20% from three-point land. They haven't really shot many three-pointers today, but it's still...
Arguably, that's a whole issue in and of itself, not taking a whole lot of three-pointers when driving inside has not been working for you, bar transition offense. DeLosa and Montgomery have been the two to successfully drive, but they're also the only two off the top of your head you'd say would be reasonably taking three-point shots. That's just an elbow, and a arguably pretty dumb elbow from Kalia Torin. That should send him to the line. It does. Torin was trying to drive around the ball carrier and just throws an elbow to the chest of Jaleesa Jordan. Over. Jana Jones gets her first foul and will promptly put Lincoln in the bonus. Allow Aaliyah Smith to shoot a couple free throws. Said this in the second quarter, pretty early stage to get to the bonus for Harris Stowe already, and then now for Lincoln. Both teams in the bonus with 3 minutes and change to go in the third quarter. You said it earlier, I'll say it here. We could be shooting free throws for a few minutes.
Although teams are not shooting it well.
Not at all. Nobody's made a free throw in this half. There's DeLosa, put it off the glass, doesn't go. Banks still closed. Early observance of the Thanksgiving holiday, it seems.
It's also almost 7 o'clock.
I brought up the whole out of business hours earlier. I was going for a new one. Call another checking foul, and we'll shoot a couple more free throws. I didn't see who they got for it, but Charmaine Wilson is arguing her case at midcourt.
I think she's arguing that Joseph might have been the one to actually push off.
As much as I don't think she's wrong, you're going to get a lot more leeway if you're a offensive player, maybe on the defensive side. First one goes, so too does the second one. Really the only player for either team that has been remotely successful from the line, Lainey Joseph, and the only reason is because she got some very nice practice as a technical free throw to start this game. Kick it outside. Brown takes a shot. That one doesn't go on a tip. Valiant effort on the save for Janiah Jones, but unsuccessful nonetheless.
I'm pretty sure that ball was partially blocked.
It looked like it, but it's been mostly Harris Stowe with the defensive superiority during shooting. Lincoln's been the ones to steal it away more often than not. That's another good drive by Joseph. She gets her own board, throws a couple elbows. Officials looking at each other trying to decide who
I think it's going to be
called
Dixon.
for the foul. And yeah, it is Dixon. It's just another foul. If you're trying to come back into this game, if you're Harris Stowe, it's a 27-point deficit. You cannot afford to just continually send anybody on Lincoln to the line, much less the one who's been shooting successfully.
75% at the line coming into today's action, team at 73.
Back of the hand counter for Joseph. She's made all but two, and she's gone to the line minus the technical free throw for now 8 separate shots. Some not so simple math. That's 7 for 9 if I've gotten the amount of time she's been fouled correct. Nearly a travel called. Montgomery does get it. Tries to drive through so many tall players. Actually gets it off the glass, but arguing for another foul, she won't get it. Joseph, a baseball pass down the court. Really good dish down, but nothing doing on the lay-in. Jumper that time doesn't go either, but another offensive rebound. Here's Joseph from 3, making a better opportunity. Still no, still an offensive board. Borges then goes up, and she's fouled on the way through. Holy offensive boards.
Second, third, fourth, fifth chances.
I think that was a 5th chance. You had it on the initial layup, the second one that didn't go, the dish out, and the jumper that didn't go either for Smith.
The 3.
The 3 was the 4th offensive rebound. That's a 5th chance. My goodness. I mean, again, we talked about it. Lincoln has the height superiority, but 4 offensive rebounds in transition, it's a bit much.
I mean, part of that is just kind of positioning.
Yeah, true. Also helps when the ball bounces right to your hands. Borges misses the first, does make the second. Jordan inbounds to DeLosa. DeLosa nearly got it taken away. Had to pick up her dribble. Back down to Jordan. She wants a long 2. She hit this in the first half, but decides better of it the second time around. Gets it back. Got it taken away and gets it back again. 3rd chance. An awkward play. Aaliyah Smith just kind of jumped straight into Jayla Dixon, and the ball disappeared out of Dixon's hands. Houdini's in the house. That time, Taylon Smith gets it stolen away. Here's DeLosa in transition. Jab step into a deep 3. That one goes. Only the second 3-pointer hit for Harris Stowe in this game, and it comes from DeLosa in transition, no less.
Yeah, transition 3 is not always the best idea, but DeLosa kind of in rhythm there on that step back.
Especially if you're not being pressured. They were giving her space. They gave Joseph too much space. An immediate answer from Lainey Joseph. 57-33, under 60 seconds in the 3rd quarter. Knock on wood, we haven't shot free throws in a minute or so either. Never mind. Blocking foul on a loose ball, it seems. I think they got Jayla Dixon there, and Dixon saying, how? And I'm going to be honest with you, so am I.
Well, you had to open your mouth about shooting free throws.
I did say knock on wood first. That completely absolves me of all Castro.
Oh, does it now? Okay.
It totally should.
Well, we're not shooting free throws, so I have no idea what this foul actually was. Or what they even called. Because apparently it wasn't out of foul.
Player control foul, maybe? Those don't shoot free throws. I'm not sure. It looked like he signaled for a block. Could have been a loose ball foul as well. Either way, we're not shooting free throws. No curse here.
I guess that's another block, by the way. Player control fouls, even though you're probably actually out of control most of the time.
Don't say that to anybody. Another carry, by the way. Olivia Montgomery was ready to pick up her dribble, and she's done the same thing twice over. It's more stutter step, if anything else, but called for it regardless. And Tremaine Wilson is shaking her head. Can't really blame her on that front. Shot clock has turned off. Joseph could hold things out for the final shot if she wanted to. Jayla Jackson's not giving her space to do so. We're down to 15 seconds now. Joseph still puts the work on well above the 3-point arc. She's got help at the top of the key if she wants it. Finally, Joseph decides to drive. The front of the rim doesn't go. In transition, Jordan maybe wants a final shot herself. 2 seconds. Montgomery puts it up. Off the board. Still no good. Denied by the backboard, and Olivia Montgomery, now in our 3rd quarter break, is going to argue her case to the official who's caught a carry on her on 2 separate occasions. We'll take a very quick break for the 3rd quarter. Be back with the 4th in just a minute here on the Hornet Sports Network.
It all began in 1937. A vision to start something different. something better. A college athletics association where competition wasn't just about the scoreboard, but about character, growth, and rising together. From that first tip-off, the NAIA has grown in size and in spirit, in the way we play, the way we lead, the way we make athletics greater than a game.
This is college athletics the way it was meant to be. This is the right way to play.
Both teams have broken their huddles. Jaleesa Jordan is ready to inbound this for the fourth quarter. 30-point deficit the Hornets face inside the nest. And Lincoln has brought their cheerleading squad and brought the heat here to St. Louis, Missouri. Quick trip over from the capital city. And immediately the continuation of a bicameral game of hack-a-shack.
It really has been a lot of fouls called in this game.
Albeit most of them, if not all of them, really warranted. Jayla Jackson will take a couple free throws right off the back the start of this fourth quarter. It would have to be a stellar fourth quarter for the Hornets to come back into this one. Now, in all fairness, I don't think we really brought this up. Lincoln coming into this as a Division II team in the Great Lakes Valley Conference. This is a squad that should win this game. And it's really good practice for the Hornets going into AMC conference play within the next 2 weeks or so. And a team that they'd love to kick things off against for the core of their home season. But by no means is this a throwaway game. They're playing that active defense down low, even though Aaliyah Smith goes very well for the reverse.
I said it needs to be a good fourth quarter. It's been back-to-back quarters of less than 10 points for the Hornets after 14 in that first.
There's DeLosa from straightaway three.
It's a good start, 5 quick points in 45 seconds.
They know they have to score. 3 is the way to do so, especially when you're hitting them. Straight-up defense, really good active defense as DeLosa tries to get the loose ball, at least puts on some active pressure. Nearly forces Kennedy Jones to lose it. Screen cuts her off. Mismatch now, both high and low. Miscommunication, by the way. They lost Kennedy Jones. She's sitting in the corner. 8 seconds to shoot. And there's Aaliyah Smith who got fouled down low. Marchie Hunters called for the foul. It's a fun fact for you. Great Lakes Valley Conference, the same conference that SIUE used to be in before they turned Division I. The only reason I know that's because Joe Pott has told me that no less than 10 times. Same conference.
That does not surprise me at all.
Maryville, McKendree, Illinois Springfield, Indianapolis.
UMSL,
Quincy. I was getting there.
Rolla, or Missouri S&T, sorry, That's what they go by now.
Missouri S&T.
They will always be Rolla.
I'm going to be honest with you. I never knew them by Rolla.
Well, you're not from around here.
I'm not from around here. The old "you're not from around here, are you?" certainly applies. I'm from the East Coast. I know some Big Ten schools. Montgomery gets it. 16 on the shot clock. She dishes it inside. Somebody lost Jaleesa Jordan. How do you lose the 6'2" forward down low? Arguably one of the few players I would openly consider a center if she didn't take long twos on a consistent basis.
If she would have post up on a possession basis,
I mean,
yeah,
you can see
say
exactly
center,
why.
But
another block that time for Jaleesa Jordan.
That's like 2 or 3 tonight. As I said, she came in with 10.
Impressive defensive day for the Hornets.
I mean, she gets 2 blocks a game, and that is a good inbound play.
They set 2 separate screens before the inbound even went through, and as soon as Chase Giddings had any space whatsoever, the ball went her direction. DeLosa actually has the ball taken out of her hands. They'll put it down low for Sanders. Sanders shakes off DeLosa but doesn't get the ball to drop. second chance now. Sanders still wants to work with it, but she gets fouled. Everybody puts their fist up. Both officials agree in simultaneous fashion. Isa Sanders separates herself from the problem. Quickly gets out of there.
It was a good idea defensively by the Blue Tigers. DeLosa just kind of gets right across the timeline and doesn't hold on to the ball, but just stops. So why not come at her quickly with the double team, forces a turnover.
There's a conversation amongst a possible fifth foul, by the way. They're getting verification on who this is. Yeah, it is the fifth foul. Jayla Dixon. She did not know she was in foul trouble. So a pretty early foul out with 7.5 minutes to go here. Nearly 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
I wonder how much did the coaching staff know she was in foul trouble? They should, but
there's nothing in the arena that says how many fouls anybody has. Awkward play now for Jaleesa Jordan. She keeps her footing. And another shot, that time from Kaylin DeLosa from the free throw line, does not go. And DeLosa just tripped up Isa Sanders on the way by.
Yeah, a very short shot there, and then more accidental. Feet got tangled.
Absolutely. You see that more in soccer than anything else, where one player will be running, another one ends up behind them, and their feet get tangled. It wasn't anything malicious. And I'm certain DeLosa, if she had to put money on it, would not have said, I touched her. But pretty simple. Air does not knock a player over more often than not, unless you got flop warnings at UHSP. But that's a different conversation. Some screams of air ball from the Harris Stowe gym as Taylon Smith hits none of the woodwork. They're still letting her have it well into the Harris Stowe possession. Montgomery gives it to Jordan, and another hand check foul.
That has been the popular call this evening.
Actually, one of our officials made a foul call like she was joining a step team. That's not a foul signal I've seen before. Awkward pass. It actually gets cut off on the way through. And very quickly out come the Blue Tigers. Jaleesa Jordan catches up with Chase Giddings, not giving her any room to work with, but this is a mismatch. Conveniently, Giddings gets a screen and allows the mismatch to offset itself.
Yeah, good switch by Montgomery and Jordan.
Pretty good defensive communication, but lack of defensive spatial awareness for Janiyah Brown. She lost her man. Dish inside to Isa Sanders, who finishes.
Yeah, good backdoor cut. Easily able to do it. Had the time. She actually settled her feet to be able to put that one in.
DeLosa was ready to get the ball. Instead, Janiyah Jones takes the shot herself. That did not hit anything either. Clea Torin will come in to replace Isis Sanders. Torin, the 5'7" senior out of Springfield, Illinois. And speaking of different teams in the Great Lake Valley, she's a transfer from Lewis. Jones hands it off to Giddings. Giddings is ready to drive herself. She will. Good active defense again, but without initiating yourself in bounds, you can't catch the ball in the air. Giddings, a valiant effort, but this is not cricket. You can't do that. Fun fact, you can do that in cricket.
I was able to figure that one out, thanks.
Yeah.
Did not know that, but I kind of figured it out when you said it.
Yeah. Process elimination on that one.
Basically.
Marchie Hunter somehow never got it back. I'll call it jump ball beforehand. Speaking of in cricket, yes, I'm bringing this up because I know it off the top of my head, and I don't know why. The outer boundary that creates 6 points, if you are just jumping and tossing the ball to yourself in the outer boundary without ever establishing yourself back inside, you can keep the ball alive forever. Dumb rule. I think it's stupid. That has nothing to do with anything. Another
really
good block,
doesn't.
by the way. As Marchie Hunter drives or denies the drive down and gets another block for Harris Stowe.
I expect you to say that on a baseball broadcast at some point because it will semi make sense.
Adjacently related. Ball and hitting with an implement. Didn't think cricket would be brought up in any level of depth on a basketball game. You learn something new every day, even if you were watching basketball.
And if you listen to us, who knows what we're going to say.
Drive down for Smith. Smith somehow doesn't get that to roll. It sat on the rim for a good second and change, but does not drop. 68 points now for the Tigers. They lead by 31. DeLosa calls for some help. She'll get it, Marcy Hunter. Hunter sets her feet. Really good screen. Better block. Leah Smith literally looks down at Kaylin DeLosa and says, absolutely not.
Well, there's a good 10 inches, at least listed height, if not more than that.
6'2" to 5'4". Hey, there's some pretty good math for you.
Sometimes I can make it work.
Inbound from Montgomery. It's been a difficulty for Montgomery to find targets. DeLosa had the positional control. Three-pointer this time from the left wing. That one doesn't go, but it does hit iron. At least resets the shot clock. I don't know why you're looking inside to Marcy Hunter.
She was double-teamed when you passed it to her.
With no defender on you, by the way. That one hit off the leg of Kalia Torrin. At least it looked like it from here. It'll stay with Lincoln.
Harris only 2 points in the last 4 minutes or so. They got off to such a good start with 5 points in about the first 45 seconds.
Yeah. Rough go of things, to understate the obvious, for the Hornets here. This is a developmental game, if anything else. You got to develop your defense as well. Bella Borges
She can shoot.
Allows the Blue Tigers to cross the 70 mark. That's at least her fourth three-pointer.
I was going to say the same number, so we'll say it's number 4.
I love corroborating evidence. Olivia Montgomery tries a three herself. Nothing but net, just the wrong side of it. In under 5 minutes. That's the official media timeout.
Okay, I don't think we took one in the second quarter, by the way.
Yeah, we did. That was when the band walked out. Or the small amounts of percussion overwhelming our conversation. It is a somewhat constricted gym for any level of percussion, unfortunately. The amount of echoing as well, it just kind of feels like noise at some point.
Well, women's basketball back in action on Monday night. 5:30 start. They play Simmons College of Kentucky.
Yep. Then they will have 3 of 4 road games, including their start to conference play. They play 2 teams from the Ohio Valley Conference and then 2 teams from the American Midwest Conference. Yes, that's the Ohio Valley Conference as in NCAA Division I. They will head to SEMO in Cape Girardeau and take on SEMO, who tracks it as an official match. It's technically only an exhibition for Harris Stowe. The same case for SIUE on December 14th. That's a Sunday. Only because I know about the Ohio Valley Conference. If you want to watch both of those games and you happen to have ESPN, you can watch it there. The Hannibal LaGrange game on December 8th will be here at Harris Stowe. That'll be back here on Prepcasts. Then they've got a trip down to Arkansas to take on CBC the second day of conference play. On the other side, Lincoln's got 3 of the next 5 games away. They head to Northwest Missouri. Will play Southwest Baptist and Missouri S&T at home. That includes the start to their conference season. They head to Upper Iowa and then to Lewis, all in the Great Lakes Valley.
Upper Iowa.
Yes, Upper Iowa.
Actually the name of the school.
Yes, it is.
I'm going to take a wild guess saying it's in Upper Iowa.
Actually, no, it's in Kentucky. I'm waiting for James to think I'm serious. I was unsuccessful. I do not have a very good poker face. Upper Iowa is in either Fayette or Fayette, Iowa. Not going to guess how they pronounce it. Olivia Montgomery crosses the timeline. We're inside 4.5 to play in this fourth quarter. Montgomery kind of isolated herself. Really good active defense from Giddings to force her away from her teammates. There's DeLosa left alone in the corner. She hits the side of the backboard. Jordan nearly gets the offensive rebound, and now the Blue Tigers do. Really good save right in front of the Hornet bench just to keep it in play. They go back to Giddings at the top of the arc. You won't get it to go. Borges gets the offensive rebound and gets fouled on her way back down.
And again, Borges was outside the three-point arc when that shot went up. As soon as it went up, she starts crashing the rim and able to catch that mid-paint. And there was only one Hornet in the paint to also try and rebound it.
Fourth foul on Harris Stowe as well. Borges is going to take a three. Nearly went just off the front of the iron. DeLosa has the ball taken away, then fully taken away, but DeLosa gets fouled, and with the face mask, looks a little worse for wear. Both teams now at 4 fouls. Chase Giddings gets called for that one. That one did not look at all pleasant. DeLosa's been wearing the face mask for most of this game.
All the game. You had it on last week as well, so.
I recognized it a shade into the first quarter, but I wasn't sure if it was something she brought with her. Here is DeLosa from the left wing. Sorry, the left corner. She nails it. Second try. Pretty good three here for Harris-Stowe to just set that offense back into a rhythm. Torin, pressured twice over by Olivia Montgomery, somehow shakes off the defender but kicks it back to the top. Borges drives herself. She just tried to throw it off of Jaleesa Jordan. Jordan not only defends the ball, but gets it in the inbounds as well. That's really good defense again from Jordan.
It really was, and with Jordan being such a prolific shot blocker, did not try for the shot block, just kept her hands straight up.
She's done that a lot as well on drivers, knowing that they're trying to draw contact, and it's something she's avoided most, if not all, the time. DeLosa again.
That's her third triple of the night. At least 3.
I think it's 4. She hit one in the first half as well. It's her third of the second half at least.
Okay. I only remember the last 2. I remember the one in the first half.
Yep. It's another really good shooting night for DeLosa, but unfortunately it took a little while for her to get activated. They'll give it to Jordan. Left wing three from Jaleesa Jordan. That one doesn't go, but just taking a swing at the ball. Jordan nearly got it back, doesn't hold on to it, and then takes a swing at Aaliyah Smith, who takes exception, turns around and says, "Why'd you do that?" And then immediately, Jaleesa Jordan's going to get subbed off. There's a conversation here as to whether it may be flagrant, although that doesn't seem to be what the conversation was initiating. Could be whether it was a loose ball foul, and the answer seems to be no, so we're shooting free throws. And there is the sub for Jaleesa Jordan. Armani Bingham is in, the 5'9" sophomore out of St. Louis. It's Clyde C. Miller. As mentioned, that sends Lincoln to the bonus. Aaliyah Smith makes the first. Blue Tiger cheer staff behind. Does not wave them on to 75. It's been a 31-point game, if not exactly those two numbers for most, if not all, of this fourth quarter. Another steal, though, and this time the drive from Torin. Torin gets it taken away, but a foul on the way through. It looks like they got Kaylin DeLosa, but both of the Hornets down low are saying, how are we called for that?
Very quick hands defensively by Lincoln. We've seen that most of the night.
You were talking about them crashing on rebounds from well outside the three-point arc. They're very good at reacting to where the ball is going, whether it's off the rim, on a pass for Harris-Stowe, loose ball scenarios, or when your opponents are trying to make passes. Lincoln's been very good at taking them away. First one misses for Torin. Second one didn't go anyway, but it was a lane violation. It's a second lane violation we've seen from the Blue Tigers. The first one was on a made free throw for Harris-Stowe, so it didn't matter. The second one was on a Blue Tiger free throw, so it waved it off entirely. But regardless, Torin went 0 for 2 from the charity stripe. Bingham tries to give it to Montgomery. Somehow it gets through the arms of Borges, and then Montgomery got blocked from one side but fouled from the other. Borges called for that one. And we're shooting more free throws. Olivia Montgomery, given the fact she was fouled, take the first and make it. 30-point game. It's the best scoring day for Lincoln of their season. They scored 43 against Thomas More, nearly carbon copy 64 and 66 pieces against Kentucky Wesleyan and then Haskell Indian Nations. That's their single season high here at Harris Stowe. 45 for Harris Stowe, not the best of their season, but still in the neighborhood of it. Barring their game against Southern University New Orleans, we see another foul down low.
I mean, the foul was called, but the ball was already loose before any contact was made.
It's another 5th foul, by the way.
Not surprising with how many whistles we've seen.
To be honest, I thought Jayla Jackson fouled out the previous foul, but I was one off. So Jackson and Jayla Dixon both foul out. Dixon, I'll remind you, did so with 7:56 or so to go in this fourth quarter. Clea Torin has missed 3 straight free throws. We see another lane violation, but that one she makes. She would have had a mulligan, same thing as we saw for Harris Stowe earlier. Took a little while, but Lincoln has gotten to 75. DeLosa got pressured by both guards there for Lincoln and takes a spot-up jumper. That one doesn't go, but then she's fouled by Aaliyah Smith, and she'll go to the line as well. .92 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter as Hunter misses the first. Both teams in the bonus and have been for a few minutes. Hunter misses them both, and Smith, after the foul, gets the board. Nearly got fouled again, by the way. Borges was ready for a 3. She'll skip 2 players and take a pass all the way over to Torin. Banks it home. Finally, it's opened on a late Thursday evening. And again, they'll meet Olivia Montgomery and tip it away. Nearly a backcourt violation for Montgomery, who Euro steps her way but can't finish. Aaliyah Smith, another defensive board. And Torin, a quick outlet pass. Borges in stride. Didn't even have to put the ball on the floor. What a pass.
Yeah, this team we have seen will run out when they get the opportunity. They can signal media timeout, but that's impossible. There's only 1 per quarter, and we took that.
There are 2 in the fourth quarter.
Since when?
Since forever. In normal play, it is the first timeout, and then either the first dead ball under 5 minutes or the first timeout under 5 minutes is the second media timeout. In televised games on ESPN and stuff like that, they are a little bit more strict on the way they monitor media timeouts, especially at the D1 level. But it is in men's basketball, it's the same thing where they have the same timeouts.
There's too many in men's basketball.
Well, it's the exact same, I think. It's under 16, under 12, under 8, and under 4 in both the first and second half. And in the second half, it is also the first called timeout, regardless of when it happens.
But that's 4 or 5 per half, and the women have 2 per half.
Yeah, but they also have a break in the quarters, so they have 3 per half, if you count the break in the quarters, and 4 in the second half.
Still too many for the men.
Oh, I agree. I will never argue with you that there are too many commercials, especially when I'm trying to watch some streaming service. My goodness. Won't bring up which streaming service because it's probably most of them, but I'm not paying for no ads, but at the same time, I don't want any ads. That's neither here nor there. DeLosa from just inside the three-point arc, just off front iron, doesn't go. Offensive rebound for Torin. She'll immediately dish out. Again on the drive, it's Isis Sanders. She does get it to go. Took an extra dribble or so to get there. We're inside 45 seconds here from Harris Stowe State University.
That was like layup practice. Get down there, set your feet, go up.
Oh, it's another steal, and another great steal that is from Kalia Torin. She is in no rush to put this one up. About a 4-second difference shot in game clock. Lincoln is planning to just about dribble this one out. They'll probably put one up with a few seconds left, but just for formality. 82-45 the current score. As more pressure put on from Janiyah Brown. 3 seconds on the shot clock. They'll give it over to Torin, but I don't think she's got time. They will call the shot clock violation. And I think Lincoln thought the shot clock was off because the one in front of them is still turned off, but that's not because we ran out of time. So Harris Stowe will either dribble this one out or Olivia Montgomery will try and close this one. She'll stay in the backcourt, and that'll do it. 82-45, the official final score. Here's Lincoln makes the trip alongside their cheerleading squad from Jefferson City and closes things out here in St. Louis at Harris Stowe State. It was a pretty good open for Harris Stowe, but as soon as that second half really inbounded, it was Lincoln who just ran away with it.
Well, even in that second quarter, they ran away with it after the first couple minutes of it. But as you said, the first 10 minutes, it was only a 3-point game. But then it was a little slow start in that second quarter, and Harris Stowe couldn't really recover from that. They have struggled to shoot the ball so far this season, with only averaging 56 points a game. It continues here with only getting 45.
So there are 2 home games before the new year here for Harris Stowe's women's side. They've got the host of Simmons College of Kentucky. That's on November 24th. That's Monday before Thanksgiving. We'll have that for you here on Prepcast. And also, it's the Hannibal LaGrange game to open up the conference season for Harris Stowe. That's on December 8th. We'll, too, have that for you here on Prepcast. The men are also back a few times before the top of the 2026 new year. They will host Missouri Valley College, Bethel University, Freed-Hardman to open up the third of 4 games, and they will also host Hannibal LaGrange here in a doubleheader to open the conference season. They've still got a few games against non-AMC opponents. They'll take on names like Webster, Maryville, Lindenwood, all before the new year as well. It's been a pretty good season for both teams, but it's just the opponents they've been facing. They've had some issues also shooting the ball.
Yeah, they certainly have, and Delosa, a good shooting night all in all for her. We'll just see if that can continue on to Monday.
Olivia Montgomery stepped up herself. Again, Simmons College of Kentucky travels here to St. Louis. We'll have that for you here on Prepcast. For James O'Sullivan, I'm Daniel Rodier. We'll see you Monday as we close things out here on Prepcast before Thanksgiving.